It's been a crazy past 24 hours, and I'm saying crazy like this because let's keep things real. As Chelsea fans, I kind of feel like we're slightly immune to these types of crazy happenings that consistently happen with our football club. For me, I don't know if anyone's really feeling as upset behind Graham Potter's sacking. I'm personally not feeling upset that Potter's been sacked. My frustrations, my upsetness is more aimed towards the board because as I've been communicating over the past few months, I felt like my backing for Graham Potter was a reflection of my backing for the board. Because you guys, for the past few years, I've wanted us to do things differently. I felt like we bottlenecked under the previous ownership, and I kind of felt like if we had any hopes of being the club I've been picturing in my head since I've been a kid, we need new ideas. And I kind of feel like the new owners, they've shown that they have the right ideas and plans. They've signed some incredible talents and top young, intelligent, offensive type of players that we don't typically tend to see at this football club. But these guys have to get things right now. That is the most important thing. Don't undermine all this potential by getting the details wrong. And for me, the next manager has to be perfect. I can't be seeing any sackings for the next 2 years. I need to see a new manager coming in that these guys have full confidence in is going to make things happen so this football club can go to the heights all of us know deep down we can get to. And we need the new manager to come in and make sense of this talented, expensive, high profile, high potential squad that we currently possess. So please, Bowley, Igbali, Winsley, Stewart, all you guys, get this appointment right because we can't afford to waste any more time now. But anyway, irrespective of all this craziness, we play a massive game against Liverpool in the next 24 hours. The game continues to move on, and my thing is, are we playing against Liverpool at the right time? Now we all, I'm guessing, gleefully, happily watched their collapse against Man City in that second half. And it seems that tactically this season, Liverpool have their own transitions for themselves. For example, they're a lot more open than they've ever been over the past few years. The high intensity press isn't as intense or as high as it used to be. They're a lot more open as a team. You see all the spaces open up in the fullback areas when guys are bombing forward too, and their defense is now a bit weaker. And one thing about us, irrespective of Potter, Tuchel and anything, is that when we tend to play against teams that give us a bit more space to play in, because our kryptonite is against those deep look defensive style teams, we do look a bit better. And my thing is, with all the happenings around this club over the past 24 hours, I don't have any super high demands that we must win this game at all costs. That could be quite unrealistic, but one thing I want to see is a reaction at least. And I want to see the reaction from the players, because for me, their reaction against Aston Villa gives me a little bit of hope at least, because they didn't give up. And I want these guys to feel that frustration and anger against Aston Villa and use that as fuel against Liverpool tomorrow night. So my friends, in today's match preview, I'm going to explain who exactly our interim manager is in Bruno Saltor. I'm going to go through his press conference and I'm going to give my predicted lineup for the team I think Bruno is going to use in tomorrow's game, followed by my predictions. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button. Make sure you catch all the content that's dropping because I am going absolutely crazy today. There's another massive banger of a video coming out later on where I dissect the top 5 managerial candidates. So you guys, it's taken me all night. I've not slept. Stay tuned for it, yeah? Let's start things off. And who exactly is Bruno Saltor? Now, we should remember him as a former Premier League player that did come up with Brighton as they got promoted in the Premier League. He is like a Brighton legend. He's got over 225, 230 appearances for them. And of course, he linked up alongside Graham Potter when Potter originally took this job. But it's actually kind of interesting though, because Bruno actually argued for his case to move to us with Graham Potter. And that was a ballsy move because he is seen as a Brighton legend. So to lose a guy they've revered for so long who is forcing a move away for the sake of his career, that could be a bit of a techie one for their fans though. But I don't think Brighton are complaining. Of course, we've signed everyone from them and we're far below them in the table, and they look a much better team than us at this point in time. Still though, even though he barely has any type of experience, he's only just recently become a coach as well too, this is still an opportunity for him. Like, if he can at least show that he can steady the ship before a new manager comes in, who knows how long that's going to take before a new guy comes in. I'm assuming very, very soon. At least he can use this opportunity as like PR, of course, to like safeguard his career. So right now, let's break down and discuss his press conference that he took over today. So let's start with things and let's move on to the press conference. And naturally, this conference in particular was very short, very snappy. And Bruno actually revealed that he spoke to Potter 5 minutes before this press conference. So that tells you quite a bit. He reveals that it's been a very difficult 24 hours for the staff, for families, for players, but it's the nature of football. The show must go on and we must move on. He did reveal that Potter has given his blessing, and towards him as well too, to remain here, because this comes not only at the wish of Graham Potter, but the football club as well too. So naturally, he has duties to fulfill, so he has to do what he's told to do, right? He revealed that he hasn't met any of the players yet, but after this press conference, they are going to have the afternoon session in preparation for that Liverpool game. So that's going to be very interesting to see what the reaction is going to be like, the body language, how players are reacting. Naturally, not everyone's going to be as upset. It's normal. It's fine. But my thing is, for the players that have been ostracized, that haven't been as involved, how will they react? And will they get any opportunities? Are we going to see any like tweaks in tomorrow's game? And I guess to end things, the only notable piece of information from the press conference was that Bruno revealed that, of course, he's recently become a coach, but he feels like he can help the young players. So is that slightly telling us we could see maybe a Lewis Hall or Chukwuemeka or someone getting some minutes in the game tomorrow? Who knows? But I think it's particularly telling that, you know, he likes to work alongside young players. And this squad has a ton of young players at this point in time. Regardless, his set-up performance against Aston Villa was dominant. It was good, but the mistakes in particular cost us the results. So could we see a bit of the same thing against Liverpool? Time will tell, but I guess right now is the perfect time to segue into discussing the predicted lineup against Liverpool tomorrow night. Now, of course, this is going to be hella hard to predict what the lineup's going to be. But I'm going to try and just use some common sense, if I can be that common with my sense. And, you know, because things have happened so soon and we play Liverpool in 24 hours, I'm not expecting any fugazi stuff with like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 or any type of crazy switches and plans right now, because where's the time for any of these guys to build any understanding for any type of switches or change-ups for a game like Liverpool tomorrow? So I'm kind of going in thinking we're going to see similar formation, maybe similar players in the lineup as well too, and most likely another back three. So as you guys can see on the screen beside me, up front I've gone for Raheem Sterling in the middle, with Felix on the left, Kai Havertz on the right hand side. In midfield and wing backs, Ben, Reece James, Mateo Kova and Enzo Fernandez too. And in defence, Badiashile left hand side, Cucurella in the middle, Jalabert on the right hand side, and Kepa in goal at this point in time as well too. So we start with the up front position, and I think if you wanted to have like a hybrid type of like you know, forward up front, it would have to be Raheem Sterling, because Raheem Sterling is super intelligent with his movement in behind. Pep Guardiola absolutely loved him, and Sterling's understanding of space and timing of runs really did very well in Guardiola's positional style game. Raheem Sterling has that box threat as well too. He has that pace in behind, he offers good link up, and he can hold the ball up and take his man on as well too. And he did look a bit better than Mudryk playing up front, even though Mudryk looked decent against Southampton, but hasn't quite looked the same in other games after that. So I think Sterling up against his former club, hopefully he's fully fit and fresh at this point in time, he could be like a blessing in disguise that we need. And alongside him, Felix and Kai Havertz. I thought Havertz was a little bit inconsistent against Aston Villa, but he was still okay. Like, he didn't necessarily drop his form completely. Hopefully this guy, you know, he has a habit of scoring goals against Liverpool, can find his finishing boost, because we need that. And moving on to Felix, I have to say I have been impressed with Felix over these past 2 games, and I absolutely loved his reaction in the second half against Aston Villa. The statistics actually show that there was a big upshift in terms of what he was producing on the field, and in terms of his 1v1s and dribbles, that they really exploded in that second half. And you know, that really just communicates this is a guy that is doing everything he can to try and use his talents to get us back in the game, and that's what I want to see. Hopefully against Liverpool tomorrow, with a bit more spaces between the lines, if we can find Felix in good positions in this current form he's in right now, I think this guy has the opportunity to, win the game for us, hopefully. Because honestly, you guys, I'm not expecting Tacticos to be the thing that's going to help us get a win against Liverpool. I think if we have any chance of getting a result in general tomorrow night, it will come down to the application, the mentality and the desire of the players on the field. And I think Felix is looking quite decent. Now obviously in midfield, wing backs, that's like the easiest one to predict. Kante still needs a bit more time, and I'd rather keep this guy as fit as possible for the game against Real Madrid. Cover Enzo, not too many complaints about them at all. I think they've been quite good. I don't think these guys have deserved to be on the losing side recently too. I like the combination between both. Cover is finding his form again too. And Enzo Fernandez has been ever present in this quality. He doesn't make mistakes. He's just that good that he just makes the game look quite easy. No complaints there. Obviously Ben has been very good on the left hand side. Loving the box that we're seeing from him and what he's doing in the final third. And obviously Reece James, of course, we know the quality he possesses, and by far he is the best right back in this country out of Trent and all these fans. And obviously in defence, we need to have more suited defenders against Liverpool. So Badiashile on the left hand side, Trevor Chalobah on the right hand side, and Koulibaly in the middle. And I'm going to say this about our defence, but one thing that we haven't been taking advantage of is our set pieces and our aerial threat, because we have to admit we've been quite dangerous from set piece situations, but a lot of times guys attacking the ball are hitting it on target. For all the corners we get in every game, we should at least be getting at least a few goals from these moments, and I kind of think maybe it makes more sense to have as much box threat in the box as possible. Chalobah has scored goals from set pieces. Koulibaly looks very dangerous attacking. Badiashile has the height advantage and leap as well too. If we were to somehow win, would I be surprised if a defender scored from a set piece and that's how we got a result? No, I wouldn't. So that's my lineup for the game tomorrow. Share your thoughts and opinions. I really want to read them because I could be completely wrong and we could see something completely different. So what are you guys actually thinking about for the game tomorrow? So right now, I'm going to give you guys my final prediction, and I kind of feel like this is the most redundant, pointless prediction of the whole season. Listen, I'm a dirty fan, and I wouldn't mind getting a dirty win in tomorrow's game, but at the same time, I know I'm expecting a bit too much based on the context of the situation. But as I said earlier, tactics, that's not going to help us get a result. It's the players' personal desire, application, and hopefully they feel the frustration against, Everton, Villa, and channel that against Liverpool. That's all I can realistically hope for at this point in time. I'd love to say 1-0, 2-0, but I feel like I gotta be realistic now. What, 1-1, 2-2? It has to be a draw tomorrow. We can't take another L. Please, please, please. I know it's too much, but at least a draw tomorrow, I will happily take that for now. So my friends, on that note, that is the end of today's match preview. There is going to be another video out discussing managerial candidates, doing a big breakdown. I know you guys are going to love this one. And on that note, I'm the EFC. This is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.